We are with Haley Knox and Kassandrah Banks, two members of the Eastern Connecticut women's cross-country team, which just won the Little East Conference Championship, first time ever in the 30-year history of the championship. Kassandrah, you and Haley ran near the top of the pack, obviously. At what point did you guys realize that we had won?
Actually, after we finished, both Haley and I, we didn't know we had won because in the top 10, there was 3 Plymouth girls and there was only 2 of us. So we had thought maybe we didn't win.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know until much after the race because it's so hard to tell because there's so many runners and there's so many contributing factors. But when we found out, we were just ecstatic. It was like we had been working for this race and it was unbelievable. Did
you find out, Haley, you were saying that when you crossed the line, you weren't 100% optimistic that we were going to win.
Yeah, I was pretty convinced that we hadn't won. And it wasn't until they actually caught it on video when Coach told us the results. I broke down. I was like, wait, really?
Yeah,
I didn't believe it. Yeah.
And as you guys were talking before, when we were talking before, you guys put so much work into it and you had such depth that it would have been probably a major disappointment. Maybe for the first time ever, it would have been a major disappointment if we didn't win, right?
Yeah, because we had been thinking about this since before the season even started. We had it in our minds that this was our goal for the season to win LECs, and it's just amazing that it actually happened.
Haley, you're a junior. You battled some injuries this year. Was there any point during the year where you just said, this isn't going to be my year? I mean, I just can't get into a groove.
No. I started out where I wanted to be, and then I started having knee problems and everything. I felt like my body was just shutting down and I needed some rest. And I gave my body that time, and I came back and I had a great race after a couple weeks off.
Well, talk about the schedule, this year's schedule. You had a couple of times when you had a lengthy times off. Once it was about 2 weeks and once it was 20 days, almost 3 weeks. And you guys were saying, in some ways, did that help you guys be ready for this one race?
Yeah, I think having that rest time was definitely beneficial for us because, after racing 5Ks every weekend, it can get exhausting, on your body. So definitely having that 20 days was really helpful in preparing us for LECs.
And that's when we had most of our key workouts that gave us more time to train, get some extra training in, the mileage in, start getting some speed work in. And yeah, we didn't have to worry about being sore for a meet on Saturday, so we could put in more work.
That's what a lot of people don't realize with cross country. They'll look at your schedule and go, geez, you run once every 3 weeks. But it's really not about the competing. It's about the training, right?
Yeah, the training and also resting and recovering.
Yeah.
Getting good sleep, getting nutrition, getting water. That was definitely a big factor in our racing. So it was really helpful having those days off.
You guys, I wanted to ask you guys individually, Kassandrah, you finished second, which was amazing. There was 72 runners. It equals the best finish ever by an Eastern runner, and it's the best one in 10 years. Talk about your strategy in the race and just how you progressed through the race.
Yeah, so I knew there was a girl on Rhode Island College that I wanted to stay with. She had beaten me all season, so I wanted to stay with her and hopefully, stay as close to her as possible in the end. I actually, the beginning of the race, I kind of took lead, and she sat with me right for 2 miles, and then I think she beat me by about 18 seconds, so she had a little bit of a lead in front of me the last mile. But my goal was really just to stay as close to her as I could and not let anyone else pass me. But the entire race, she was the only person I saw. I didn't see anyone else. She was the only person that I could see in sight.
And that's why when you get done with the race, if you finish first or second, you really have no idea what's going on.
I didn't know what was going on. I was because you really can't tell until the numbers show.
How about you, Haley? You finished 9th, which is a phenomenal finish. Talk about how you went about your race and what was going through your head as you were running.
Yeah, for LECs, I was more focused on the Plymouth runners. So immediately I stuck with a Plymouth girl, Haley Dennis, And I tried to stick with her for as long as I could. And probably about halfway through the race, she just kept getting faster and faster. And I knew that I was struggling to stay with her. And so I fell back a little bit. And then I was running by myself for a while. And then I heard a pack of girls behind me with like 800 meters to go. And they came up, and I saw a Plymouth girl in that pack. So I tried so hard to stay with them, because I knew that that's another Plymouth girl in front of me. Like, this is it. It comes down to this.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. So I tried so hard to stick with that pack, but they stayed ahead of me. But luckily, like I held on for as long as I could, and luckily I did that, because there was another Plymouth girl right behind me. She finished 2 seconds behind me, and I didn't even know it. So that would have been a third Plymouth girl in front of me.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And not knowing really how things were going to pan out, 1 or 2 places could have made a difference.
Yeah.
I think that the key was you guys put all 5 of your scoring runners ahead of Plymouth's 4th. You guys talk a little bit about the depth. You had, behind you two, you had Sam McCoskey, Rachel Ozak, and Amanda Terenzi. They go 12, 13, 14, and they're only 2 seconds apart. Talk about how important that depth is, because one number one runner isn't going to win this race.
Yeah, no, I think Sam McCoskey, Rachel Osak, and Amanda Terenzi, I think with if they had let a couple Plymouth girls in front of them, I think it would have been very significant. So I think having those 3 like run as a pack and lock in, I think that was like so important to us winning. Like without that, I don't know if we could have won. Like without them.
Isn't that important, Haley?
Yeah.
Those 3, 4, 5?
Yeah. When I finished, I hadn't known that they finished like right behind me in that order. I didn't know that, so that's why I was a little upset at first.
Yeah.
But after I saw the results that they went 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, I was like, I was amazed. I was so proud of them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Would those 3 consider this, you think, the best they've run in a meet this year? Would you know? I mean, it can't be one of their worst races.
I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not sure personally, but I definitely think like strategically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like really good pack running for those 3.
Definitely, Rachel Osak stepped it up a lot. We
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did so well sticking with Amanda and Sam.
One thing you guys talked about, and we talked about before, is how much the emphasis this year was on the Little East Conference race.
Yep.
Not so much the regular season. Isn't that accurate to say?
Yeah, I think since even before the season started, so before preseason, we were even thinking about LECs, because we were thinking about LECs last year, but winning LECs last year was kind of a stretch for us. So this year, we knew that we had a better chance of winning LECs, so we had that in our minds since preseason. So every week we talked about it, and we had it really on our minds a lot more this year. So it definitely helped when we got to LECs, because we were more mentally prepared, and we were more focused on that meet.
Would you say, Haley, this is your 3rd year here, would you say this, in terms of depth, would this be one of the deepest teams you've been on in 3 years?
Yes, yeah. Training was awesome, because we had such a big pack for training, because all the girls, we were running around the same times. So training was, it was amazing, because I had so many girls to run off of, and just a big pack. We did a lot of pack workouts this year, because Coach really wanted us to focus on packs, especially our middle pack, because all of us are really close. And that helped a lot.
Seemed to work out very well.
Yeah.
And the other thing we talked about, talk a little bit about, you had 2 new assistant coaches this year. You had Mariah McPhee, who was one of the top runners last year, and Tim Thayer. What did those 2 bring to the program?
Yeah, having Mariah there was very comforting, because last year and years before that, I had her as someone to push me to go harder. But having her as a coach was really nice. It was just like, you had that person there like rooting for you the entire year. She was there since preseason, and it was just really nice having her be a part of that, since she had graduated.
What about Tim Thayer, Haley? He's a former runner at Eastern.
Yeah.
What did he bring to the staff?
He's amazing. He's so knowledgeable and kind. He gets to know everyone on the team, and he'll like tell you, oh, I think maybe you should drop your arms more, or you should fix this, but in such like a nice way because he wants you to be better. He wants you to be your best. And he always tells us, don't be afraid to be awesome.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I've heard that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just makes a personal connection with everyone.
Yeah.
And he's just so inspiring and motivating, you know, he'll give us like these great talks, like, and really make us focused on every beat, so every race, every workout, so.
Because the mental part of
It's
it's
great
so
having-
important,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So last question, girls. You guys are coming up. You win the Little East Conference Championship for the first time ever, and then next week you'll be at the New England Regionals. Talk a little bit about them. What are you expecting there, and what are you expecting the team to do?
Regionals is more of kind of like a individual, you know, like get your last race in, get a PR. It's more focused on like it's a pretty big field, competitive field, so we're not looking, you know, to score high as a team, but we are looking for, you know, PRs and just like that last race. It's gonna be my last race, so it'll be a nice like way to end the season.
How about you, Haley? Are you looking forward to that race? I know the
Yes.
conference was the whole season. What about this race, the
Yeah.
last race?
Yeah, I am looking forward to this because it's more of a personal race, so I'm going to try to do as best as I can, try to get a 6K PR. And as a team, we do want to try to beat the Little East teams again, just
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
not to give them that satisfaction
Oh, yeah.
that like, oh, it was just luck.
Yeah.
We want to beat them again.
Well, girls, congratulations. Just a great race, great championship. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you.